For all those that watched the Bardock versus Omni-Man video, a lot of them are saying that it wasn't set up right, it wasn't fair. Basically, Omni-Man cheated, he wasn't supposed to win. Death Battle basically threw the fight in favor of Omni-Man. I can see why most people say that at first when you consider that most Dragon Ball characters, low level like Roshi, can blow up the moon. But you also have to consider that that's with Ki Blasts. Now, you will never see a Dragon Ball character, nor have you ever seen a Dragon Ball character destroy a planet with pure physical force. A lot of people try to say, oh no, Frieza did that at the end of Resurrection F. No, you can clearly see aura leaving his hand. People keep trying to skate by with that excuse, so that doesn't count either. The only other example someone could probably use is when Goku and Beerus were fighting and they said it was destroying the universe or whatever, but usually they exaggerate things a lot. I get it was making stuff turn to dust a distance away, but the planet was right there and it wasn't turning to dust. And also considering when Goku fought Broly and they broke the whole dimensional barriers behind them were destroyed. Reality was gone. And they just punched it again and then everything went back to normal. Hell, the Earth was still intact. The only thing that happened was like lava. And you can't say key control because I know damn well Broly not using no key control. And where I feel like mainly they gave like the win to Omni-Man was considering two things. And a lot of people try to hype up his feat where he and two other Viltrumites, including Mark and Thaddeus, spoilers, flew through a planet, but it was only after a guy named Space Racer shot through it with a gun that had infinite power to the point that when he shoots a shot from his gun, that shit's gonna keep flying through the universe. That shit shoots through anything. That shit kills Viltrumites instantly. Like that thing can even blow up planets. Like that thing was powerful. It used its gun to blow a hole through the core of the planet. But despite the fact he did that, the planet didn't blow up. So they had like Omni-Man and the other two fly through it together. But you also have to consider the fact they also had to survive and outspeed the actual destruction of the planet after flying through it with their bare bodies. Yeah, he had help. Yeah, he had like pretty much a guidance going through it. But when you think about it, it kind of makes sense. We can say stuff like, "Oh, Dragon Ball characters do that." I saw Goku get dragged on ice, and he was screaming in pain. I like that motherfucker gets dragged on anything of surface level by anyone slightly stronger than him. He's suddenly in pain. This is because when you think about it, the durability in Dragon Ball isn't like people who are like Superman. Like if Superman's asleep and you try to stab him, the knife gonna break. But if you take like a weaker Dragon Ball character whose durability who hasn't been training, or let's say even Goku if he hasn't been training, and you try to stab him in his sleep, it might leave a mark. Like it's been shown that his strength and durability, mainly his durability, is not like invulnerable. It depends on how much energy he uses in order to protect himself, I guess is the best way to put that. Like they talk about key shields, like covering their bodies whenever they're doing combat. But like that shit is dependent on whether or not he's focused and has enough energy. The last thing I would really say put it in Omni-Man's favor, there has never been a single Dragon Ball fight that lasted an hour. Especially with Goku, that lasted an hour. Like straight up fighting and he not get tired. An hour of fighting, Goku will use damn near all of his fucking powers. And people say, oh, it's because they fighting so fast. Yeah. But when you consider the durability thing, it's like kind of like how King Cold couldn't cut fucking Trunks with his sword, but Trunks could cut like King Cold with a sword. It really depends on like energy overwhelming a physical presence, and Omni-Man has none of that. He's like pure brute force. Also, when you consider, I don't think Goku could survive a planet exploding, or even near him. Like, yeah, that doesn't happen. That doesn't happen. Like, he had to get the fuck off of Namek. This is why he would have died. Like, Even if he went out and like that's a there's a couple things to consider here. Like we assume like because they can blow up a planet with an energy blast, and that means they're that strong, and oh, you can add and count it up to their physical strength. Nah, their ki has been shown to be more destructive than their actual physical attacks. So that's something people don't really think about. And if you don't believe me, in a screenshot from the official Death Battle wiki, it states that Omni-Man can survive and withstand absolute zero temperatures. Now, when you consider something like, let's say, Broly versus Goku and Vegeta, what's the first thing you notice Goku and Vegeta wearing? Hey, is it sinking in yet? Just give it a moment. Let that. Let that. Okay. All right. Basically, it seems like they do have fluctuating durability is the problem. Like Goku's and all the Dragon Ball characters' durability just fluctuate depending on how much energy they have. That energy gets sucked out, they could probably get killed by like a regular person. It's not like Superman where like his hair is like you can't cut it with a knife. Pretty sure you could cut Goku's hair with like any household tool unless he decide to like infuse it with ki or something. But anyway, that's the point I wanted to make on that, just in case. And if you feel like you have a better understanding or like it's something I miss or any way we could probably debate about it, go ahead.